Okay guys, so whilst we're on our way to the show today, I wanted to take this opportunity to ask my sifu, Paul Nash, a few questions. So, the first question I have for you is, why did you choose Wing Chun as a self-defense art?
Right, yeah, well actually I saw it in use with my teacher once, and or felt it actually, and it made me really intrigued. But when I found out the way Wing Chun works, how direct it is, you know, and all the principles of Wing Chun, I thought to myself, it's got to see, I'm not a tough guy. I don't like getting hit. I don't like attrition, swapping blow for blow. It's not my forte. So that's why kickboxing ain't on my list and things like that. I wanted something where you could deflect and stop that assault pretty quick and not trade blows. And I think Wing Chun, I was also a doorman for 22 years in North London, Tottenham and Everton, and you know, I needed some real good skills, and that was it. That's why Wing Chun, very close quarters. It's all about deflecting. It's got fantastic principles, economy of motion, centre line principle, shortest distance, all this sort of thing, low kicks, and also as you get older, which I now am, I'm like nearly 63. I realised that there won't be no high kicks and no toughness and strength goes and everything else. Whereas Wing Chun, I think you can do until you're 80. So I'll let you know about that in a few years if I make it, right? Okay. But yeah, it's all low kicks. It's very compact, very linear, very close. So that's sort of the reason I picked Wing Chun. That's why it's so good for women.
Great. Okay. Right. Next question is: would you rather have a great punch or have the skill of harmonizing?
Definitely harmonizing, because
why?
The reason is that it's okay having a great punch, but if you're not harmonizing with your opponent, in other words, paying pure attention to what they're doing, deflecting, being part of them, letting them show you how to beat them, what good's your punch? You know, it's so important. You don't need to have the most powerful punch, but what you do need is to be able to use your strengths against their weaknesses, to hit them in places, to stop this, because really all this is about, when it really comes down to it, it's not who's the toughest, fastest, blah blah blah. It's about self-defense. That's all I'm interested in. So if someone makes an attack using minimum force, to stop that, dissuade them, incapacitate them, stop them from carrying on that assault. You don't need that. It could be a knee, it could be elbow, it could be anything. So a punch is not the ultimate. It's where you place it and how you make sure you're not getting hit while you're stopping that assault. So yeah, definitely harmonizing skills, and harmonizing just means the timing, paying attention to that person, letting them show you their weaknesses and how to beat them.
Great. Okay, love that. Great answer. I have another question for you. If you could learn 2 forms, and only 2 forms, out of the Wing Chun system, what forms would they be? And why?
That's a good one. Hold on, no one's ever said that. Hold on. Well, obviously you've got to have first form, because that is your foundation, that's your alphabet. You know, you can't put sentences together, you know, words, sentences, everything, unless you know your alphabet, right? So that's our alphabet, that's our foundation.
Yeah.
And like they always say, from an acorn grows a great oak tree. So without a doubt, Silam Tao, the first form, the little idea, is the most important form. And if I had to have another one, could only do one other one, it would probably...
It's a hard one, isn't it?
It is a hard one, but I think it would have to be second form, Chum Kill, Seeking the Bridge, because that makes the first form work. So you learn all the principles on the first form, protecting the centre line, where to punch, all this sort of thing. But second form starts changing angles, and it actually brings to life the first form. So although the third form is fantastic, the knives, the pole, the dummy, if you only had 2 to learn, I think first and second form are the most important forms to learn.
Great, I really like that answer, because that's not what I would have said. Because I probably would have gone for, you know, like the dummy form or the pole, just because they're like fun to practice and things.
That's right, but you wouldn't have to do them properly without this foundation. foundation, them
and
two,
second,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's,
yeah,
that's,
I
it
agree.
would have to be that. Although, yeah, I love the knives and
Yeah.
the bowl, and
Yeah,
we've got
absolutely.
to be practical.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. Right, that's the end of that question then. I have another couple of questions to ask you.
I'm a cowboy.
Cool, that on the video.
Good.
Okay, so next question is then, if you couldn't learn Wing Chun, is there any other art that has interested you or that's made you think, yeah, I want to learn that and master that art?
It would probably be, if it wasn't Wing Chun, I probably would have picked Krav Maga.
Really?
Yeah, I probably
Why?
would have, because again, it's a close quarter. It's very similar to Wing Chun, very similar. A lot that they do in Krav Maga. You know, I think Wing Chun, the thing that separates Wing Chun from most martial arts is chi sao,
Yeah.
sticky hands. You know, that's what sort of separates it. But I think it's very close to Krav Maga. I like that art. I think it's very good. Obviously, Jiu-Jitsu is a great art, but you know, the last place you ever want to be in road rage incidents, in self-defense, if there's more than one, or in a nightclub, is on that floor.
Yeah.
So that's only okay if there's two of you somewhere going to have a one-to-one. You go into a field, great. Then Jiu-Jitsu is fantastic. But in the places that I've had to work and be involved in, you know, trouble, things that have happened. You know, never ever want to be on that floor. And if you do go down, you want to be getting up there as quick as possible.
Yeah.
A lot of fights do go down. So yeah, probably would be Krav Maga as a main art.
For some reason, I thought you might have said Tai Chi.
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's brilliant fighting art, but
Yeah.
I probably would go for Krav Maga. I mean, don't get me wrong, Steve Gerrard, his Tai Chi is phenomenal, and he's even said he'd probably beat himself up using Tai Chi against Wing Chun.
Yeah.
That's how advanced he is with that, right? He's really advanced with that. But you know, that's his thing. I just like Krav Maga because it's just like Wing Chun.
Yeah, brilliant, love it. Okay, next question then
I
is.
think one of them will have to be after and all. Have you ever used this in real life?
I literally was just about to ask that.
Was ya?
Yeah, the next question was, and I was going to say, I already know the answer to this one, but it was, have you ever had to use Wing Chun in a real situation? Yeah. Straight answer, just yes.
Oh, what, have you already? Have you asked the, oh, you actually
I'm
asked the
filming
question?
all of it, yeah.
Oh, sorry, right, okay. Yeah, all right, yeah, no worries, yeah.
You read my mind, so
Yeah,
not really
I
asking.
have definitely used it. Probably, I mean, it's hard to say. Actual real one-to-one fights, like having fights, probably only about 8 or 9. Then there's been times when there's been weapons involved, when they've used knives, and I've always managed, not Wing Chun, always managed to use a weapon. So I've always, you know, I've used a brick, I use a broom, I've used a chair, I've used my coat. So that's a bit different. And then actually getting involved in scuffles on the door and getting people out and blah blah blah. Then, you know, I have definitely used Wing Chun, but you know, it's not a real one-to-one street fight, and it's never let me down. It's never let me down. That doesn't mean I haven't been beaten. I've been knocked out quite a few times actually. Through, you know, one guy hit me with a lump of wood and knocked me out, but there was about 40 of them, and loads of different things. Having knives, me and a shotgun, all that lot. But you can't use Wing Chun anyway. It's just one of them things. So yeah, I have used it. It's never let me down. You know. I had about 4 fights with this one particular street fighting guy, about 4 with him, and I managed to beat him every time using Wing Chun. I know he was a real good street fighter, you know what I mean, in the day, but I saw what he done to other people when he knocked them out, because even when he knocked them out, he would still stamp on their faces and kick them in the pockets and all that sort of thing. Yeah, he was extreme. And I knew every time I had a row with him that if he got the better of me or knocked me out, I was getting that. So you know, that was just that. So Wing Chun's always worked for me, but I just want to make it clear that at all costs, I've tried to avoid it. Any trouble, always try to talk my way out of it and calm them down and all that lot. So just so that's clear.
Yeah.